Hey folks, this is Rob Wells here with you from the law office of Robert M. Wells. Our office helps out landlords and property managers deal with their landlord-tenant situations and problems. In this video, we're going to talk briefly about what is a rent ledger and why it's important in your landlord-tenant business. Before I begin though, landlords, property managers, if you're running into any type of situation where your tenant's not paying rent or just any problem in general, please feel free to reach out to us below. And now let's begin. Now, got this question a while ago. Get this from time to time from some landlords, particularly mom and pops. They don't see their landlord-tenant rental business as being a business, and just see it as a project, or they just became landlords. They might have not intended to be landlords, for example. All a rent ledger is a record of rent payments received from your tenant. And it's good to keep good records about when rent is due and when your tenant's paid for a couple of different reasons. The one main reason is if you ever have to do a non-payment of rent case for your tenant, say if your tenant stops paying rent, when you go to court, you're going to need to have a clear record of when and how your tenant made rent payments to show a deficiency in the rent or how they're past due. Just imagine this. I have to tell some landlords, listen, you're asking a superior court judge to throw someone out of their home, and you're going to have to tell the judge with certainty about, hey, how much rent is the tenant behind and how did that rent occur. It's just good business practice, number one, to have that information so you can clearly give that to your legal counsel of choosing to deal with your rent case. You're going to need to know this information for the 3-day notice to pay rent or quit, and you're going to need to be able to use this information in court should you have to go to court to evict a tenant for non-payment of rent. The second reason, I think this is probably the most important reason of having a rent ledger and seeing what you're receiving and what's going in and out, is you need to know how profitable your operation is. You need to know how much money is coming in for the year, mainly to see if you're actually making a profit. You might be taking a loss on what your rental is bringing into, and you would want to know that as soon as possible. I know I run a law practice here, but it is a business, and one of the main things we have to look at is there more money coming in that is going out? Because if you have more money going out, you're not going to be in business for that for very long, or you can't go on for a long period of time with just taking losses. There's some companies that do that purposely, but for many of us, we probably go out of business relatively soon than later, so to speak. You're going to also want to have the rent ledger to show what income you receive, because you got to do taxes every year. Having that information in an organized and succinct way, fashion, so you can give it to your accountant or whoever prepares your taxes, is going to be, make your life a lot easier instead of, waiting until the last minute. And this comment's for me, myself, because, sometimes you might need to file extensions and so forth like that. Nonetheless, you want to have clear records of what's coming in and what's going out. So those are the important reasons why you need to keep a rent ledger or accurate records of what's coming in and what's coming out. If you need help with something like this, 2 recommendations I would make is maybe looking into getting software like QuickBooks. Might keep you on track. Nowadays you can get QuickBooks that's based in the cloud, where basically you hook up a bank account. Let's say you have an operating account for your rental business, and you run all your transactions through it, and QuickBooks keeps all that information succinct and in an organized manner, so if you ever need it, you can use it. Another suggestion is, if you're too busy for QuickBooks managing it yourself, you might want to just go get a bookkeeper that helps you keep and manage the books. Listen, I got into law because I didn't like math, okay? I do some basic math here with adding, subtracting, with rent and so forth like that. But there are people that really truly love numbers, and you may hate them. I kind of hate them. I just kind of need to know what I need to know to make everything run, so to speak. So I don't fault you if you don't like the numbers, but you got to keep track of the numbers here. So if you need help with that, you might want to, get someone to help you out like that, like such as a bookkeeper. And a lot of times they're not all that expensive. They can make your life a lot easier too. So those are just my tips of the day for keeping a rent ledger and keeping tabs on what's coming in and out. You may need it in court, and you're going to definitely need it for your finances and all the year-end bookkeeping stuff. So if you got a landlord-tenant issue or anything else, please feel free to reach out to us below, and hopefully this information helps out. If it does, like and subscribe to our channel. We publish videos fairly often. And until next time, folks, we'll talk to you then. Thanks.